Well, I figured I'd do a little catch up here. And the first item I've got is a book called New Hope for the Dead. It was written by a man named Charles Willeford. And it's a police crime novel. Stars a guy named Hoke Mosley. Takes place in Miami in the 1980s. Now, uh, evidently Charles Willeford was fairly famous. He's credited with inventing a lot of the things that you see in crime novels. Uh, it was okay, but I'll tell you what, it's dated. Uh, Next up is another Agatha Christie, and as I think I've pointed out in the past, I like to read Agatha Christie before bedtime. It puts me to sleep. I got kind of bummed out on Hercule Poirot. I got sick of him, really. And now I'm into Miss Marple, who I kind of like. Uh, I mean, she's a little on the tiresome side, but not so much. Anyway, this 450 from Paddington. One of her best friends witnessed a murder through the window of a moving train, and yeah, pretty good mystery. You know, it follows the Agatha Christie formula. You got a half a dozen or so possible suspects. You don't know what's going to go on until you get to the very end. I'd say it's okay. Next up, Elmore Leonard, absolutely the best. I mean, if you want a really quick, easy, uh, you'll enjoy it type of read, it's Elmore Leonard. Maximum Bob is about a judge who likes to impose down in again in Florida. He likes to impose the maximum sentence possible. There's an attempt on his life, and you know, you got a couple of detectives who are after him. It's a very funny book, very enjoyable. Really recommend Maximum Bob. Absolutely recommend Elmore Leonard. You just can't go wrong. Now, The Once and Future King. I read this when I was a kid, and I recall really liking it. And you know, I like to reread books that I've enjoyed in the past. Now, I picked up The Once and Future King. I only read the first part of it, The Sword and the Stone, and it turned out not quite as good as I recalled it to be. You know, I think maybe some books aren't that good at rereading. I mean, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. This one kind of left me a little on the cold side, and I do like fantasies. I mean, I don't know how many times I've read the Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis, but it's a lot, and I like them a lot. Anyway, this time sort of left me a little on the cold side. And then finally, I got The Killers of the King by Charles Spencer. He's a historian, a Brit historian. You know, he's the brother of Princess Diana. And this one, it's about the guys who tried and executed Charles I. Now, last year I read Robert Harris's fictional novel, Act of Oblivion, and quite frankly, I enjoyed it more than this, which I'm surprised to say, because I tend to like my history straight. So I'm surprised that I preferred Robert Harris to Charles Spencer. But not bad, not bad. And, you know, I might have enjoyed it more if I was a Brit and was more interested in English history. Anyway, that's a handful of books from this week, just what I've been reading, and I figured I'd present them to you for your consideration. See you next Sunday.